Hi everyone, so this is module 3 of the things that I'm talking about. This is the planning module. So, first of all, this planning module now goes into sort of being prepared and touching on being a bit of a prepper and just being sort of keeping your house prepared. I have seen so many people, as everyone knows, there has been panic buying following COVID-19, okay? People who, I don't know, I don't know where everyone's suddenly just getting all the money from to be go to panic buying. I don't know if they're going digging themselves into debt or they had money squirreled away. I don't know what's going on, but everyone is panic buying, and these people are being conned. These people are being conned, and I will discuss this. In fact, I'll discuss it now. A lot of people, they bought loo roll and they bought hand sanitizer, but secondly, they bought out entire supermarkets of things and food. They've been conned. These people are not preppers. They're not prepared. They're not preppers. They are just panicking. They've come under the con of commercial enterprises, and the real criminals aren't these people who are panic buying. They're panic buying because they're not preppers. They've done no research. They haven't sat down and analyzed the situation. They have no plan. They are just instant impulse panicking. So I place no judgment or moral or anything on these people. I dislike people who judge people, and I am placing no judgment on these people. I understand what is going on. These people aren't prepared. They have never thought about it. They have never thought about how to look after themselves. They believe that the government will look after them. And again, I'm not being anti-government. I'm just being very, very honest and basic with you. Everyone believes the government will 100% look after you at every time. Yes and no. Yes, they will try, and no, because they can't come and do it straight away. For example, Hurricane Katrina, it took time. The California fires in Napa that decimated communities, rural communities, farmers. The government did come, but it didn't come straight away. It couldn't. So you need to do this. You need to be prepared. You need to plan. And I don't understand why people are not doing that. So, in this series of videos, we are going to learn, and I'm going to hopefully, from what I have learned from all of you, from all the prepper community, all my friends online, all my friends on YouTube, on Twitter, and forums, I have learned and I have watched and I have analysed and I have written down and taken notes of everything you have taught me. And hopefully I'm just going to collate that into small modules and explain it to people whom are not preppers, whom like us do not take time out from our busy time and dedicate it to this, being prepared. So without passing any judgment on anyone, what I'm going to do is, with this module 3 of planning, this is obviously going to be have multiple parts. This is part 1, and it will end at whatever part I end up with. So first of all, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to try and teach you some prepping techniques. So as of now, we understand, as of today is Wednesday the 25th March 2020, as of now we are in a situation, Covid-19, a global pandemic. A lot of people are not prepared. Okay, so I've said that now. Now calm down. All of you in your house, sit down at the table. If you live alone with a cat, put the cat on the other seat and sit down. If you live with a dog, put the dog on the seat and sit down. With your family, sit down at the table. If you never sit down at the table, now is the time to sit down at the table. Okay? Sit down at the table. Calm down. Stop panicking. Okay? Put in front of you a pen and a couple of pieces of paper. You can do this on a laptop or a touch screen or an iPad or whatever. I prefer paper. You use whatever technology or devices you prefer. I just prefer pen and paper, okay? So you use whatever method you all like. Sit down. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to make a list of all the rooms in your house. Okay, so we're going to do some basic planning, basic prepping, and we're going to start with home, because home is where everything starts. We wake up in the home, we go to sleep in the home, we eat pretty much in the home. So we are going to start with the home. So let's start with the home. Okay, so I want you to make a list of every room in your house. You have a bathroom, or the head as they call it in the Navy. You have a kitchen, or the galley as they call it in the Navy. You have your bedroom or cabin. You have your provisions room, or your spare room, or your laundry, or your locker room, or whatever you wish to call it. You have guest rooms. You have a dining room, a drawing room, a games room, a swimming room if you have a swimming pool inside your house. You have a garage or a hangar or whatever you wish to call it. So write down the names of all the rooms, all the compartmental areas of your house. Now, after you've done that, I want you to visit each of these compartmental areas, each of these rooms, and I want you. This is why I said paper, because it's easier to carry pen and paper and a clipboard to each room. So I want you to visit each room, and I want you to stand in the room at the door, and traditionally a room has 4 walls, so I want you to look at each. So I want you to divide the room into 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want you to, if this was your door here, I want you to look at each section, and I want you to see what you have in that room. Okay, and I want you to make a list of things. So for example, if you go into your bedroom, well, in your bedroom, let's just say a simple bedroom, you have a bed. So what's on the bed? You have bed linen, right? So you need to write down bed linen. You'll have a wall clock, so you'll need batteries for the wall clock, so you need to write down wall clock batteries. You'll have curtains. You will, whatever you have in your bedroom. Then go to your kitchen. Look around into each kitchen cabinet. What do you have? In our home we have designated cabinets for designated stuff. We have a cabinet which we keep all the electronic gadgets in, like blenders and so on. We have a cabinet for tinned articles like tinned tomatoes, tinned soups, tinned spaghetti, that kind of thing. We have a cabinet where we keep fresh vegetables. We have a cabinet where we keep utensils and all the stuff. So, write down what you have in each cabinet, or I think it'd be fine if you organised your kitchen in that way, but I'm not directing you, I'm just trying to suggest something to you. You do it the way you do it. Make a list of provisions that you have in your kitchen. Make a list of provisions that you typically generally keep in your fridge. Then go to your bathroom. What do you have in your bathroom? Well, you'll have a toilet brush, you'll have wipes, you'll have toilet roll, you'll have toothpaste, spare toothbrush, shaving equipment, whatever you have in your bathroom. Then go into your laundry room or your fixed room. Then go into your spares room and so on, and make a list of things that you need. And this is going to be a big list. So make a list of everything. Write clearly, write neatly, so that you have spaces in between. So you need to do that for each room, and you need to if a room is dedicated to one of your children, then you need to go and see what that child or that family member has in that specific room. Okay. Then you need to all come back down to the family table, to the big table, and you need to sit down, whether you sit on the floor or whether you sit at a table, whatever. So you need to sit down and you need to go through that list, and you need to then analyze and write next to it, maybe in a different color or a pencil or a different color, the quantity of things that you keep traditionally in your home. So, for example, 1 packet of pasta, right? or one packet of 10 batteries. Or you might have a medical cabinet in which you have a box of 10 plasters, or you might have a 30-day supply of medicine. Now this is very detailed. This is a very long exercise, so it might take you a couple of days to do, but start today. This is how you will be prepared, and this will make you a better person, a better, more mobile, more articulate person. So this is a process that I'd like to teach you on how to be prepared for this emergency and for future emergencies, because this emergency isn't going to last a few weeks. This is a year's worth of emergency from the current estimates. So in that year, you really do need to, by the end of a month, I really would like you to be prepared and start operationally looking after yourself, because there may come a time when this illness is re-peaked and we get we get asked to, under executive orders, we get asked to stay at home for another month or 2 months or 3 months. Vulnerable people who are elderly over the age of 70 and who are medically unwell like I am. I am very critically unwell. We've been asked not to leave the house for 12 weeks. Okay, so this prepping that I'm going to teach you now, this process, without any judgment, without anything else, you need to learn. You need to learn how to do it. And if you don't understand what I say, write comments below on YouTube in the comment section, and I will help you. I will teach you. And if I don't know, there are a couple of great preppers that I know, don't personally know, but I know that I talk to regularly on YouTube, and they're fantastic people, and I will direct you towards them because they have a lot more information. So I will happily try and find the right people for you, and sort of get you the right people who know what they're talking about if I can't answer your question. So I am more than happy to do that. I try and be a helpful person. That's the type of person I am. So I will more than happily try and help you. So sit down and then write down the quantities of things that you need, that you typically have. Secondly, once you've done that, we will come back to why I told you to do that exercise in later video, in later parts of the video. But that exercise will take you a couple of hours, maybe over two or 3 days. So you need to do that, and you need to do it now. Then there's a concept that I've designed. It's frequency, waste, and financial. So, for example, frequency. How many times a day do you have a cup of coffee when you go out? So you might have, say, 5 coffees, okay? Waste. Could you remove one of those coffees and not waste the money? So that's like $3 or $4 or £3 or £4 saved. Financial. Leading on from that, waste. Or when you're making something at home, say I've seen so many TV chefs, when they get, for example, a courgette or a carrot, what they do is they chop part of that off and chop part of that off, and they throw it away because it doesn't look nice, or it's because at the end. Well, you've just chopped at least a quarter of the material off. That's waste. And I've seen so many TV chefs do that. So I need you to assess the frequency of use, the frequency of waste, and how to cost save in everything that you do in terms of the things that you do in your home, the provisions you buy, the provisions you use. So frequency, waste, and financial. I need you to work on that afterwards. Is there a lot of waste? Are you sort of once? Do you use something once and then throw it away? Could you use it again? Try and reduce your waste, because, for example, if you're locked down, say you live in an apartment and you're locked down, and the rubbish people don't, if they come every Tuesday, well, in an epidemic they might come every other Tuesday. Well, now you've got waste in your in your apartment, and the apartment manager will say, no, don't dispose of it until they're going to come. Well, now you have waste. So so you need, waste is a big topic. So you need to assess your frequency of use, your frequency of waste, and your frequency of finances. And I will talk about that more in part 2. Thank you very much.